modern day masculine man? Take one.
Ooh, what makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills, and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't bend, I won't break, you are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome one, welcome all. Come one, come all. You have tuned in, tapped in, turned on to another beautiful Wednesday with my beautiful co-host, Miss Carla, Nicole Willis. And this is Ranting and Raving, where we rant and rave about conversations and just talk about real stuff in general, about improving your life, improving your love life, finding your purpose, and looking down the corridor of time and learning how to be the best you. How you doing, Miss Carla? How you doing this happy hump day? What's going on with you?
I'll say to you, oh, I'm wonderful. Listen, I am here and happy.
I know that's right. And look, you know, the word happy comes from the word happening. And sometimes you don't have to have nothing happening to be happy. But did you got something happening today? What's going on? Are you dropping anything, launching anything, premiering anything? What's the dilly dally?
So today I actually went live on my channel, my YouTube channel. I'm starting a new series called The Crack of Dawn, where I'm actually every other Wednesday on Coaching Matters. So be sure to go over there and subscribe to the channel. Coaching Matters, where I'm talking about different topics regarding the book I wrote, She's Beside Herself.
That sounds like a movie topic. Like, I don't know why it just keep making me think about She's Gotta Have It. Like,
well, you remember when you used to.
Nice topic.
Do you remember when we were young and our moms or aunties or grandmas would say, "Don't get beside yourself." Now,
that means you finna get your ass whooped. I don't even know what it meant, why they say that. It's just like that meant you finna get your ass whooped. And I guess, what does it mean? Is it saying getting beside yourself, you done jumped out of your body and you somebody else? You're not the person. What does that mean, actually? I just knew it mean you was getting out of line.
Well, yes, that's what I interpreted it to mean. And that's what I actually wrote the book about, is basically you're beside yourself. So in other words, you just don't really know that you're grown. You think you're grown, basically. And you think you can stand up and do things, yet you're not really quite grown yet, but you're getting there, but you're not where you think you should be. And so the whole book is talking about chronological age versus mature age. And it's completely different.
That's crazy because let's say you smelling your piss and you're smelling yourself, or they would say you still wet behind the ears.
Wet behind the ears, yes.
Yeah. So I'm about to write a book called "Stop Smelling Your Piss."
Or smelling yourself, whatever you want.
Never heard old folks say he's smelling his own piss now.
Yes,
I guess that means you're getting a little mature, your body developing, and your piss starting to stink. What is this come from? Like,
I don't know where we got this stuff from, but I ended up creating my different promotions about the actual topic, She's Beside Herself, and the whole kit and caboodle around it, by having different images of women looking in the mirror. So basically, you're beside yourself, but you're not where you need to be, basically. So that's what I've been working on. I've been working on this new series. So come over there. It's called Crack of Dawn. I'm up at 7. Well, I'm up at 3 usually, but I was up at 3 this morning, and then I actually went live on YouTube, and I talked about how important it is to just not get too beside yourself to where you think I'm mature, because I'm a such and such an age. It's like just because
Mhm.
you have birthdays don't mean you've matured.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get started on it. And
Yeah.
before we get started, what time zone are you in? Eastern or
I'm in
Central?
Eastern Standard Time. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So we're in the same time zone.
we are, yes.
So go ahead and jump out there. Hit us with that thing.
So I don't know if you've been watching, but over on our channel, Ranting and Raving, people are loving our overthinking topic. For whatever reason, they're
I'm
loving it.
always
So at this point, I'm
overthinking
like, let's
things.
keep going. Let's keep going.
That's a
So,
song. You always overthinking.
yeah.
Stop overthinking things.
So I
Just take off them jeans. I'm just
see,
you
there you
overthinking
go.
things. Just take
There you,
off them jeans.
see, there you go. You just got to go there, don't
Your
you?
brain's bouncing off the wall. Just take off them drawers.
I can't have you behave for one
My
episode.
wife said you always can freestyle a sex song anytime, but
Always.
you can't
I don't know
freestyle
where
nothing
it
else.
comes
I
from.
can put some sex songs out here.
That's
I'm sorry,
hilarious.
but go ahead. That's
No,
just
that's
I'm
great.
joking.
But like I was telling you, is over on Ranting and Raving, YouTube channel, I clip our sessions and I clip our actual shows, and then I post up different topics. Well, recently we've gotten the last time we got over 2,000 views on our overthinking conversation, and it's so crazy because we were just vibing about how overthinking, and you were actually doing most of the talking on the last one, but you were talking about how, hey, I just, even though I overthink, it's usually because I'm unprepared.
Yeah.
So it's almost like our, I don't know if it would be our slogan around this topic, but I really loved what you said about that, because a lot of times we don't realize that the racing of the mind and constantly going on and on and on and over again in your mind about something normally comes from not being prepared. So
Figuring
I
out
was
what can go wrong because you're not prepared. Yeah,
not
that's what
prepared.
I'll be doing, trying to figure out how something go wrong, how something cannot work that
Right.
I'm working on, so definitely.
So I loved it. So because of that, I said, well, let's just keep going. If somebody loves something and we're getting the views and people are enjoying it, at this point, we're just going to keep rolling with overthinking. I don't want to just skip over it because obviously it is an issue.
Hmm.
It's also a symptom that people are struggling with. And since a lot of people don't really talk about it, it's just something that goes on with them and they just kind of deal with it. I figure,
Yeah.
hey, it's not something you could take a pill and just fix. This is something that needs to be, um, you know, self managed. And I think you and I always try to give people tools to
Hmm.
utilize so that if they are going through something, they can actually figure out a way to fix it if they
Yeah.
can,
On the
or make it
journey to
or
mental.
make it manageable.
Exactly. I think I'm vulnerable with stuff like that because on the journey to mental health clarity, people need to know that they're not the only ones doing something.
Yeah.
And for some reason, immediately when you said overthinking things, whenever my spirit cringes or gets scared, I know why. It's like when you said overthinking things, I immediately wanted to hide the fact that I did it. You know what I'm saying? It's it's
Yeah.
it's like something that I said, damn, I feel a little embarrassed to admit that I do it. And that's whenever something like that, when my spirit or soul says, hide that, that's when I expose it because I know it's something that other people dealing with that I
Yeah.
know if I'm a big, tall guy, handsome guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm joking, but a lot of times when a big, tall, masculine man can admit something, it makes other people feel open. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like the pastor at church. If the pastor at church admit he's struggling with porn, everybody in church be like, "Me too, me too, me
Right.
too." You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, if people that you respect or think that got they shit together can admit they dealing with some shit,
Yeah.
it makes it easier for people to have that conversation because they feel like somebody that they look up to or somebody that they revere is going through the same thing and make you feel a little bit more human. So that's why I wanted to expose that I'm a chronic overthinker.
Well, I love it because I also want people here that's on the show today. Please share your overthinking situations, because this is what we're here for. We want it. We want to, engage and help you to help yourself, and also provide with you different scenarios that we may have personally went through. I always say I'm not a chronic overthinker, but I am a visionary. So I have to learn how to take my visions and properly prioritize them. And it's still in the same category. I can say, well, I'm just a visionary and I just overthink that. Well, that sounds good, but it's still, you got to have some type of management of that, constant pulling of creative thoughts, and then knowing how to categorize them in a proper way, so that I can be able to function properly.
It's kind of like you said, make an excuse for yourself. It's kind of like I used to say, oh, I only smoke when I wake up in the morning and before I go to bed, and when I eat,
right,
and when I'm watching a movie, when I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't smoke a lot. I just smoke when I do this. And then when I finish telling you all this shit I smoke when I do, you be like, in your mind, you be like, you smoke all the fucking day, motherfucker.
Right. It's like, okay, I get it, but you're not cutting back at all, or at least it doesn't look like it.
I only do it when the clock has a 0 in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? If it's a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 on the clock, then I smoke.
Right. Exactly. So make sure to share with us when you overthink. What do you overthink about? Or how often do you overthink? Or what triggers you to overthink? Share that with us so we can hear it. And in the midst of, while people are trying to figure out what they're overthinking about, let's talk about some reasons that overthinking. What's the root causes of overthinking? And I would say I have 3. Okay. I have fear. That's 1. Past trauma. That's 2. And past love scenes or past arguments, which is still, it's in the same category. That's
I can see how all of them.
We have a tendency to want to go back. Sometimes we want to go back because we want to feel that feeling again, or we want to feel like we could fix what we didn't say or say what we should have said and all of that. So let's talk about that, because a lot of times we don't talk about when we're scared, when we're terrified of something, or past traumas, because we kind of don't want other people to know, or we don't want other people to be exposed in the family or something. We don't want to tell them that this particular person harmed me or molested me or whatever when I was young, or as an example. And so we just kind of hold it back, but we keep playing it over and over and over in our mind. That might be why.
Yeah, you said all 3 of them. It reminded me of situations that I've overthought things.
Okay.
Sometime like in looking for past arguments and past relationships and fear and past traumas. I have been in situations where I have overthought things just to feel something. Wanting to feel something.
Ooh, I like that.
And when I say wanting to feel something, a past love, a past argument.
Yes.
I mean, I've overthought it in my head and analyzed it. What could I say? What could I have done differently to make this situation work out? And I find myself, while I'm thinking about what I could have done, I start to feel that love again, or feel the passion associated with losing that person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess I would equate it to like breaking up with somebody, and you got broke up. And the last thing you should want to do is listen to sad love songs. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I'm broke up. Why would I want to play something that's going to make me sad? It's just another, because that sad love song makes me reminisce on how good the relationship was, how much I missed the person. The pain is actually feeling something. It's feeling good. It's like I can equate it to, there are times that I've been mad than a motherfucker. And one of my good homeboys come over that's real funny. And he said, well, at least such and such and such. And they make me laugh. And I hear myself, I say, man, don't make me laugh, motherfucker. I want to be mad. I want to feel that anger. I want to still be mad at this situation. And once they make me laugh or giggle, it's like I realize it ain't as serious as it as I'm making it, but I want it to be serious.
Right.
I want to have to kill this motherfucker. Or I want to have to call this person and curse him out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
And,
do.
and that's what I was saying about fear in different situations. It feel alive to rehash some shit out that you done went through before because you ain't got nothing going on right now.
Right. Right. And some people equate the nothing going on right now era of time, or even they can equate that to boredom, or they can equate that to peace. And some people struggle with the quiet, with
Yeah.
peacefulness. So they want to get back to, well, I kind of like the drama. I kind of like the drama. I kind of like the back and forth because it was what? Stimulating of something in the spirit, in the living soul that got you to feel alive.
Yeah.
So that's normally because of something that is a trigger. And we talk about triggers, but we don't often relate the triggers to sometimes being the very thing that makes us want to go back and repeat and replay something over and over and over again in our minds. So triggers have a tendency to be addictive if we're not careful with them.
Yeah.
So our overthinking, when we are in silence, when we are not having drama and we're feeling bored, that's normally the reason we go through the old, memories or go through the old trauma just to have something make us feel alive.
Yeah, to appease us. And I know often when I've overthought things and I get a simple answer, I'd be upset. I want the conversation to go a little bit longer. It's like you might be in a situation where your mate won't answer their phone for something, and you thinking why they won't answer their phone, and when you finally talk to them, you then came up with all these scenarios of why they not answering their phone, and then you say why they don't answer their phone. Like, oh, I was in a meeting with my boss,
Right.
and it's like, damn, I wanted you to be cheating, or I wanted something else to be happening.
Yeah.
So I can say that don't sound right. That don't sound right.
Right.
And they can just clearly say, I was in a meeting with my boss. And you be like, that's the goddamn lie. And they be like, well, look, here's where they emailed me to Zoom at 4:00 and you was calling at 4. And you be like, damn. That argument over. I wanted something more to come from it because I have already previously overthought it. And it satisfies me to now to be going back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and sometimes that is the very reason why we want to have drama. See, if you can remember, soap operas when we were young really programmed us to have the drama. Remember when we would see different stuff going on in soap operas, you would have certain episodes that were kind of dry. There really wasn't any action going on. You're like, what was the point of that? I could have just done something else. That wasn't even fun to watch.
Yeah.
But we'll stay pierced to that screen if we see something where she caught him doing this and then they're getting ready to confront each other. And so it's just a means of feeling alive because we want to be in the know of what's going on. It's just the fun of it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can become toxic because we're not okay in the peace of life. And the peace is pretty boring. And a lot of times people don't want to fool with monogamy because it's routine. It's monotonous. Okay, we're not doing anything but the very routine every day, the same thing over and over, or doing the same partner over and over. You're going to have sex this way. She's going to turn around this way. We're going to do it till 7 o'clock. She's going to get up and take the shower. She's going to go to bed. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like after a while, we want variety. We want routine and spontaneity. And a lot of times our overthinking is helping us to kind of self-soothe through the monotony.
It's like not getting what you want. I used to have this homegirl when I was teaching high school. We was real cool, but we started sleeping around, and like she was a teacher and I was a teacher, and like we would go home, like teachers' work days. We would go to her house and cook and have sex and just have a good time. And it was like we had this great time, right? And then after sex, she would jump immediately in the shower. Now, I'm known for the guy. I used to have this joke in my mind. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like when I finish, when she come out the room,
Mm-hmm.
bathroom with a hot rag to clean me off, I
Yeah.
like to be fully dressed. It was just something that I did to just mess with a woman's head. Like,
Just
oh my
kill
God, he's
the
finna leave
ego.
already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's like
leaving already just to
it's just
kill the
something I
ego.
used to do to mess with a woman's head.
Of course,
And
yes.
soon as we would finish, she would hop right in the shower, and it would make me overthink. It would always mess with me. Like, is she doing me like I'm doing her, or why is she hopping right in the shower? I don't want to lay here and hold and cuddle and talk like that, but I don't like the fact that somebody just hopping right up on me. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So then I would start overthinking, like, why? You know what I'm saying? I know
yes,
it would come from places of insecurity in me too. Like, you know what I'm
yes,
saying? When I would be
yes.
overthinking things, it would come from a place of insecurity of just like, did
Okay.
she like it? Or why she always hop right in the shower? You know what I'm saying? It's like I started thinking things, you know what I'm saying? Like, why she gotta hop right in the shower as soon as, you know what I'm saying? And that's her thing. That's just
Right,
her thing.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And again, these are the kind of things that when we go through a scenario like that, we're like, oh, well, it's okay when and to be honest, if we're honest about what you're saying, you made sure that you didn't overthink it, so you would jump up and get dressed first. So what I'm understanding is probably somewhere before this even happened, it happened before in your past and it didn't make you feel good, and you were like,
Hmm.
I'm not going to let that happen again. So
Yeah.
let me make sure that I get dressed so that I don't feel those feelings. But then you met your match and she done got up and and it just ended up triggering in you now the questions. And then it's like, well, what is it about me that she wants to hurry up and leave?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
now it's like, ooh, I don't know why I feel a way about this, but I kind of do.
Yeah, and
So
then I started leaving while she was in the shower, and she would always call me and be like, "Why you leave?" And I would fake, be like, I had to get out of there." But she always wanted to, like, after she got out the shower, she always wanted to smoke a blunt or whatever, or some. If I realized if she wasn't hopping in the shower to make me leave, but that's what I felt was she was doing, was getting
you
in the shower,
misinterpreted.
like, nigga, get the
Yeah,
fuck
you
on up out of here. I
misinterpreted.
done got what I wanted out of you. So I would feel kind of funny just sitting there like waiting for her to get out of the shower. So I would always leave while she in the shower. I'll be like, bye bye, I'll see you later. I'm locked the door. You know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
finally one day she asked me, like, why you always leave soon as we finish? And I was like, well, why you always jump in the shower? She's like, because I want to get clean. I don't want to feel sticky, yicky. I'm like, okay, I can get that. And secretly, I'm like, well, I would leave because I thought you was jumping in the shower because you wanted me to be the fuck. That was your hint to say, get the fuck on out of here. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
so you both had a
So we
misunderstanding.
both had a misunderstanding. We both was overthinking it,
Overthinking. Yes.
and that really, I think that came from we liked each other more than we thought we should have liked each other because of our jobs and the
Yeah.
position we was in. We kind of just like, oh, we work fuck buddies and
Yeah.
not really. Right? It's like, hey, we really like each other, and
Right.
that's why we trying to hide these feelings of her jumping straight in the
Right.
shower and me leaving immediately. So once we kind of came to that conclusion, it was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? We stopped messing around because I guess it was like, damn, like we finna start liking. I don't know what it was. Like we finna start
Well,
liking each other too much, and
yes,
I don't know how it's gonna feel waiting for her to get out the shower. She don't know how it's, you know what I'm saying? So
yes,
that overthinking constantly comes in when you're not secure about a situation.
I agree. And I also wanted to say too that there could have been a fear inside both of your spirits to like each other to a different level, because then if you guys already got along well,
Yeah,
and then you're working together and then it's kind of like hidden so nobody really knows but you two, you kind of have this nostalgia going on that you didn't really want, because had someone found out, it would have been a whole blow up and mess up.
yeah,
So if you kind of kept it cool and nobody really knew, it kind of had a nostalgia to it. So now we can have our secret. Nobody really knows anything. We're able to do what we do and go home and everything else. But you felt away because you kind of, well, why do we have to do it that way? I kind of like to be in your presence after
yeah,
intimacy. I
yeah,
kind of feel like I wanted you still around me. But again, because of past hurts, past traumas, past relationships, past thoughts, or even just feeling away, and having, like you said, insecurities, we might make a quick assumption and completely be off with understanding.
You said something me and my brother was joking about on my Instagram about you have broke something down that I think is worthy of repeating. And I'll let you explain it a little bit better. You were saying about when a person, male or female, is not sure that they are enough for you, they overthink things. It's like doing little shit to heat check you. I remember me and my brother, we was joking. It was it was a situation where we was joking when he was saying this lady he knew that he was with, she would always like look in his eyes a certain way.
Okay.
And he would be like, whenever he would look away, she would be like, you don't like me looking at you like that. And he was like, well, if you think I don't like you looking at me like that, why the hell you keep doing it? And so it's a situation of reassuring yourself. And sometimes when you overthink things, it come out in your actions.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was joking saying I was in a situation with this woman. Like when I shave my beard, like now, and I just got this, my skin is real smooth. But after one day, like I shaved yesterday.
Right.
After one day, it starts kind of grow back in a shadow. And she was just so obsessed with rubbing her face on the little stubble I had. And she would always do it. And then I kind of would let her do it because I know as a dude, this is something she liked doing. So I would give it to her. But then she would do it too long. And then I would move my face. And then she would always be like, what, you don't like that? You know, I like. And I was like, listen. Finally, one day I said, listen, I'm not dumb. I'm a man. I can read the room. I understand that that's something that you like doing. Well, how long am I supposed to let you lay here and rub your face on my face, feeling the stubble, before I said, damn, a baby, a kid, your own child, if you get in their face too much, your own kid will be like, get the fuck out of my face. Like my daughter do that. When I first started playing with her, it's like, yeah, then all of a sudden she like, go ahead. Then I'm like, give me kiss. Then for long she'll hit me like, get the fuck out of my face.
Right,
you know
right.
So I just know it's situations that I've been in where I would do something, overthinking things, you know what I'm saying, and be afraid to ask for something too often because you're overthinking it.
Right.
Like, you want to give me some head, or you want to give me a massage or something? You like thinking somebody gonna be like, I just gave you a massage last night, motherfucker. You gonna ask me every day?
Every day, right? It was
So
and
you find yourself hinting or trying to figure it out, or be like asking a person, do they want some or do they need some? You're like trying to do everything for them so they can offer. And it's just really a place of misery.
It's a
really
miserable place to be because you're trying to overthink it. And
I'd rather be told no. Now I realize that, like, even with my wife, like I said, when Lynn left, my wife, like she always say, she learned stuff and she incorporated. So she started like, you want a massage? You want a massage? So when she started offering it, then I'm like, okay, I started expecting it. Then I start asking for it. And then she never say no. It may be not right now. And that not right now still would hurt to me like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? So you start overthinking. I wonder, is her hands hurting right now? Is she fresh from work? Is she stressed? Or
Right.
And it's like I'm overthinking it to avoid being told no, like a little kid. So I'm, you know what I'm saying? So I just know it always stresses, and it is overthinking just hurts me. It's never, I never feel good doing it. I can't think of a situation I feel good doing it, but I know whenever I'm doing it, it's like I'm trying to avoid rejection. I'm trying to avoid no. So I'll overthink it and come up with all these reasons why she might not want to do it right now. And then that'll make me feel good about not asking.
One of the things that I remember for me, and I think that this is something that other people can definitely use, is think the best scenario versus the worst. And so what I mean is, a lot of times we will always think about the worst case scenarios. We don't ever sit back and wonder, well, what would the best case scenario be? What if I ask And she says, absolutely. Let me get, matter of fact, I got all these new oils. I got a new massage table. I got this, I got that. I got you a little little bath towel that's just for you when you get in there. And I'm going to do a facial on your face. And just in your mind, imagine her saying something that is going to be completely different in a positive way versus a negative.
Yeah,
Because
that's so
we
hard for me to do.
always do, anytime we overthink, it's never to our benefit, it's
Yeah,
always to our detriment.
yeah.
So if you consider, maybe instead of thinking, oh, the worst case scenario is going to be this and this and this and this, remember we said it last time, when we overthink about things that are in the negative space, we actually invite it into being that reality, unfortunately.
You know, even today when she got home, and it became a little joke. When my wife get home, she likes to unwind, and her unwinding is telling me every fucking thing that happened to her that day. And
Oh,
I know she at times she feel like, okay, I'm dumping on you. I know this is a lot, but she need to get it out. You know what I'm saying? As a school teacher, she love those kids. She's passionate.
of
And
course.
so she would be like, she would be overthinking, be like, am I talking too much when I come home? Like da 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 da. I said, no, I don't mind listening, but sometime if you go too far, don't matter if I say, okay, I done heard enough. And then it was like, she like, well, what if I need to keep going? And then I was joking. I was like, well, you could talk as long as you want to if you rub my feet while you're doing it. So it became a thing where when she first get home from work, she'll rub my feet and talk forever. And I will fall asleep sometime, and she be still talking, and she'll be like, and
That's
she'll always
hilarious.
smack me on the bottom of the feet when she finished, and it would wake me up.
Right,
And she done got everything out, and some of it I heard, some of it I didn't, but
right.
she done got everything out. Trey Prue says something that I never thought about. I never thought about this.
What?
I've always looked at overthinking in a negative light, but she
Yeah.
says, hi, y'all, it's better to overthink than underthink. I can come down if I overthink. I could end up in trouble if I don't think enough. I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it like that.
I
It's
told you don't think about positives, and I
yeah,
know I keep trying to tell you. Trey Prue is always going to give a different perspective. And
yeah,
he's always going to come from a fruitful space. He's
yeah.
going to hit you with a curveball that I tell you I throw at you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Curveballs actually help a person that might only see it their way to a different perspective, and then changing up. Oh, so maybe that would be safer, or maybe that would be different, or maybe I'll get more than what I'm expecting, because
Yeah.
we expect certain things to be absolutely unequivocally damaging or unnerving or disrespectful or whatever. We're going to get it every time.
And it's crazy how she say I could end up in trouble if I don't think enough. It seemed like the stuff that I want that's available to me. Say, for example, if somebody say, hey man, they giving out $100 bills down at the corner store. Just a facetious example.
Right.
It's like my mind don't say, what if they arrested? What if they shooting people? I run straight to get one. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right,
When it's
right,
something that's benefiting me, it's like I never overthink it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like overthinking. Like you said, it comes from fear.
Fear.
If I'm not fearful, I'm not definitely not gonna overthink. And like she said, I might underthink that shit.
Right.
Like I'm just hopping in the car, running out there to get some, not knowing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's and I can find where I've gotten myself in situations. When I say situations, I don't look at situations like they say situationships or situations or circumstances that
Right.
I get myself into a bad way because I know I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Of course.
I know I told you the story. I ain't gonna tell the story. One night, me and my homeboy was riding around tricking when we was young in college,
Right.
and he got caught and I didn't. And
Right.
I was like, well, if I'd have got caught, I'd have just been caught because I know what I'm out here doing. I'm not like that's a situation when I'm not overthinking it because
Right.
I'm so driven to get what I want. I should have been overthinking it. I'm in a bad neighborhood looking for prostitutes as a young 19-year-old man driving my homeboy's car, and I ain't got no license at the time. I should have been overthinking it. But
Yeah.
all I can see, wow, that's crazy. I'm having an epiphany. It's like when I should be overthinking something, I'll I can turn that overthinking off because my body or brain or whatever wants to do this bad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or like when I was
So it
young,
actually fuels your confidence.
yeah, it's like hopping in your car and your check engine light on to drive 4 hours to see a woman. It's like I'm being so driven to see this woman. I
Right.
don't consider the check engine light. Wow, you can always look at the good side when it's something you want real bad.
So that now gives you a new understanding of yourself.
Yeah,
See, and what's
yeah.
so powerful about this is you did that on air.
Yeah, when she said that, it's almost like I know I've been riding around my city with my check engine light on, gotta go to work, and I'm saying, man, I hope my car don't break down on the side of the road while I'm going to work. I hope this, I hope that. There's something that I don't want to do, go to work. I'm overthinking like a motherfucker.
Right.
But then when the girl called me and she lived 2 hours away, I quickly said, oh, my car can make it. Shit, let's go.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I'll be there.
Why is that though? Why is that?
Well, because again, when we're talking about overthinking, everybody has their own means and own understanding of overthinking. So what's so deep about this, Javon, is that you seem to come up with it's a self-soothing space for you to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, regardless of the risk. So you're a risk taker when everything is negative and probably higher at risk. But you're a lower gambler when it comes to someone else. So you're like, well, I ain't doing all that because that's facetious. I'm gonna end up getting caught and busted if it's someone else. But if it's you and you know you're gonna get something, then you're gonna go and do it because again, it comes down to you're being more risk taking when it comes to you. You are the actual center of your overthinking.
And
Your benefits.
You can overthink something when you could possibly end up in a fucked up situation. Your mind will fix it for you by overthinking. Like there's been times in the past when I was younger. This is the dumbest shit ever, but I'm pretty sure everybody has done it at one time.
Okay.
Having sex without a condom.
Oh God.
I would overthink it in ways to do it because I want to do it. Instead of overthinking, what if she burned me? What if I get a disease? My mind would figure out a way to overthink and say, you know what? This girl works out every day. She fit. She got a six-pack. Ain't nobody working out and eating right and eating that healthy out here sleeping with no other men raw. She care about her body too much. And I done figured out a way to convince myself that I can hit raw instead of figuring out a way to say, you know what? This woman could give me AIDS. This could happen. This could happen. This could happen. It's like.
And what happened when you would hit it raw? What happened?
I got a disease one time when I was younger. I had chlamydia when I was young.
And what did you do?
Shit, went down there to they came to me.
Oh.
Yeah, they came to me. It was like, I didn't know that could happen. I didn't even know I had it. It was like, I got a phone call that was like, somebody said they had sex with you and they had chlamydia that was treated for chlamydia and they put your name as someone they slept with. Can you come down to the local health department and get treated? I was like, sure, I'll be down there. It was like, you sure you're going to come down here tomorrow by 3, right? I was like, yeah, I'll be down there tomorrow by 3. And then I started overthinking because I didn't want to do it. Like, this ain't no real health department. This somebody else. This one of her homegirls. She trying to mess with me. And I overthought it enough. 3 o'clock come. I ain't down there. 3:15. You looking for Javon Clark? I open the door. It's 3 sheriff officers.
Oh, no.
They was like, somebody said they slept with you and you were supposed to be down at the clinic by 3. So we gonna take you to the clinic or go to jail. And that's when I realized what a public health threat is. Like whatever it was, if somebody say they infected you and they give your name, and they contact you. If you don't go get treated, they coming to get your ass. I was 19 years old when that happened. My homeboys was they laughed at me like hell when I came back.
Oh
Like,
my God.
yeah, I overthought it. I spun the web, and that's what I'm gonna start saying.
Okay.
Overthinking is spinning a web.
Yes.
You can spin a web to do something that you know you shouldn't do, or you're afraid to do, or you can spin a web to not do something that you should do. You kind of get what I'm saying,
right?
Like,
or even overthinking a project, or overthinking something that you're trying to accomplish, or even something you're trying to avoid happening in a negative. You can overthink on any terms and find yourself trying to problem solve out of it.
So let me ask you this. Okay, I'm gonna give you a real live example. Maybe you can counsel me right here with the overthinking on the live video. Okay, I write scripts, movies, and lately I've not been writing my scripts like I want to. Now, what's happening is I'm gonna tell you what happens.
Okay.
I start trying to figure out how my script is gonna be seen. And if I can't see it, how it's gonna be seen, it make me not right. Why am I trying to figure out how to, you know what I'm saying? How there's no way I can figure out how I'm gonna blow. But if I try to figure out how I'm gonna blow, if it's not reasonable to me, it makes me not do what I should do to blow. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yes.
So what's up with that?
So what you're doing is you're overthinking what negatively can happen. We're right back to this again. But what I keep telling you is you need to you're actually curbing your actual creative self. What this is doing is it's causing laziness. Now, don't take it personal. Laziness comes from overthinking that something is not going to go right, something's not going to go positive, something terrible is going to happen. And then you're just like, it's no sense in me bothering. So that means I'm going to take out my investment of my time and creativity to create something that I don't foresee is going to get any eyes on it, any possibilities or probabilities for this to blow up like nitro. So because of that, I'm going to hold off and hold back from being able to do this project.
Because that's how I feel when I don't do it. I be like, man, you being fucking lazy. You know, you got a new movie. I got this idea in my head that I haven't started on. And sometimes I think it's not writer's block, because once I start, I'm gone. It's like that feeling of opening that blank screen, sitting down and starting. That feeling right there be the hardest thing for me. And then once I start, I can go. But I see what you're saying. If I can't see how it's gonna blow, it's like, well, why should I do all this typing and it don't blow?
Right.
Let's just be lazy on the shit.
I'm gonna show you something that happened to me. I had an event called Smile and Sip locally. This is true. This recently happened to me. And I had it to where I knew my one client wasn't going to be here because I knew she was going to be out of state. My other one kind of had some car trouble, so I didn't know if she was going to show up. 0 people showed up. Even the person that usually is there because of being a jeweler and she brings her stuff, she couldn't come because she had a medical emergency with her mom. No one came. 0. Now, if you want to talk about plunging into disbelief for 1, upset for 2, frustration for 3, I'm at the brink of thinking, do I just give this up or what? Because I am like not angry. That's what was odd about it. I wasn't angry. Well treated at the location. Nobody shows up. I have the fruit tray. I got the meat tray. I got all this stuff set up. And I think to myself, what am I going to do? No BS. This woman pulls up in this Navigator, bad Navigator too. It was clean and sharp, and I didn't know this woman from Adam or Eve. Beautiful black woman just happened to pull up. And I'm like, well, there's nobody here. One of my old church members happened to walk in and saw me, and she gave me a big hug, and her husband came in for a minute and said hello, but her husband didn't want to stay at no Smile and Sip. He was like, look, we gonna go, but we'll stop in and say hello.
Yeah.
And they left. And I went over to the woman that rolled up in that Navigator and I said, listen, I would love to have you come to my Smile and Sip. Unfortunately, some people didn't come, but it looks like it will be you. Would you like to come? And I introduced myself. I'm Coach Carla Nicole. You know how I fly. She's like, really? Well, explain to me your smile and what's your mantra and all this stuff. I'm like, well, my smile means, and I go on and on. She's like, okay, I'll come in there. Now, I can't stay the whole time, but I'll come in there. Give me a second. I said, your drink is on me. I got you. She's like, oh, okay. I said, don't even pay me. It's okay. Just come on in. She contacts her husband because her husband's like, that's not what you were supposed to be doing. You were supposed to go there and pick up your drink and beverage and come on. She's like, yeah, but I don't know why I'm supposed to do this, but I'm going in there and I'm going to see. It was her and I and the woman that always helps count the money. And we just sat there, vibed, and had a Smile and Sip, and I explained to her the mantra. She stayed until 2:45. Now, it's usually till 3:30. At that point, I cleaned up by the time I got done. And mind you, I had to get a lift that day because I had to get a lift because, I don't have a vehicle. I had to get a lift that day because my friend's car was being used by her grandson. So I'm like, okay, we are in this lift. I got all this stuff. I'm like, it is what it is. Now, you want to talk about somebody that could have been distraught, upset, angry, furious, gave up, cussed, acted a fool. I didn't.
How do you snap back? Because you're saying you were feeling those overthinking feelings of, damn, my damn money counter ain't show up. The damn lady that be selling stuff ain't show up. So how do you snap back?
My money counter was with me, so she was there. But
okay.
My two friends couldn't come, and her car was messed up, and her other. Listen, it was just what it was. But I always look in those situations as there's no mistakes. That is what I tell myself when I go through something that is completely and totally tragic. So then I started typing, came home, and I typed to one of the guys that I'm cool with, known him for years, happened to see him at the grocery store 2 days before this happened. And I told him, I said, you want some of my fragrances? I got some at the house or whatever. I said, you can come by. He shows up that night and pays me for real. I was like, oh. So then I ended up taking all that I did, including the fact that I got 2 new free members on Patreon. I ended up getting pretty good on YouTube. Now, mind you, I didn't want to calculate any of this stuff, but I was like, you know what? At the end of the night, rather than getting so caught up in what didn't go well, what went right, I ended up making $8.93 in the green. I didn't take a loss. So after all of that, you're talking about lift and energy and nobody showing up.
Meat trays, little napkins and shit.
No one came, and I thought, right here in the thick of this madness, when I could have been mad as hell, I was like, nope, I'm going to sit in this because obviously it's going to be a day that I can look back on this moment and say, you didn't cave and could have. I could have let it go and say, I'm not doing it ever again. I'm just going to give up. I was like, no. And so after all of that, I ended up making $8. Oh, I'm in the green.
Yeah, that's crazy, like you said, because the simplicity of it's just, I say in my theology, just bubble up and you'll see what happened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It just be times that fucking Dr. Phil have a hard time taking his own advice sometimes. Right. It's a human thing, you know what I'm saying? But like I've told myself, last night I started writing some, and instead of trying to write, I started writing down each scene, the name of each scene to get myself going. Yes. And I just told myself simple. Like I said, when I'm overthinking, I slow it down and I just said, well, fuck trying to figure out how it's gonna blow.
Yeah.
Let's just have something ready to be ready. If you meet somebody and they say, hey man, I'm looking for somebody. Hey, I got a script. Like, it's better to have it written and done
Yes.
and sitting and forgetting about it than to have it in my head overthinking and the moment come and I'm not ready to be ready.
And
So
remember,
that's
and that's powerful, because also remember, there was no one that showed up, but someone showed up.
yeah.
So we got to remember, we can only think about everybody that didn't come. But she said she doesn't even know why she came. She was moved.
Yeah.
Then I ended up she's now connected, and she's like, whatever you're doing, get a hold of me. Let me know what you're doing.
And it's funny because you can, it's funny how stuff go, because you could meet that lady and that lady could have so many connections and she could be singing your praises right now and your next meeting could be so full. That's the stuff I be trying to tell myself to think.
Yes. Right.
And I keep trying to figure out when is it, and I can't put my finger on it. When is it when you can choose to write the great movie? What's the difference in the scenario when your mind can easily write a good ass movie and a happy ending story, or write a horrific nightmare? And the more and more I think about it, it's simply a fucking choice.
Absolutely, it is.
Choosing regardless of how you feel.
I could have chose that to be a nightmare and wouldn't have made nothing, because I would have been angry by the time I got that lift home. I would have been angry to the point where I wouldn't have thought to text old dude that I'm at the house, and took the extra step to get a hold to him to come over here and make a profit. I would have still been set in my ways, in my anger, in my upset. And so we have to get by that.
It's because when we look back on the story, every story that we've overthought, or every story where we've had success or where we've learned a lesson, we can always see like, wow, this was the lesson. So we know it's all worth something. So I try to find myself saying, when I'm in a situation of overthinking, saying, Javon, you know it's worth something.
Yes.
You know you manifest in your life. You know you're going to see some out of this. So just bubble the fuck up and try your best to see the beautiful fairy tale story and avoid even contemplating on that horror story.
And remember too that one of the things that I started doing, because I can also get writer's block or discouraged just like you. I'm also a creator too. So I create all the time. One of the things that helped me create and write not just one book, not two, but 3 books so far, is by basically setting the time. What we have a tendency to do is we'll set a time for everything else. We know what time this is going to happen, and what time this is going to happen, and what time this is going to happen. But 2 things we never set time for is for something we really desire to complete, and when to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 2 major things in life. The best time to laugh is I'm not talking about just hee ha ha. I'm talking about really belly laugh. Really have joy every single day, but you got to set the time and the timer up as to being dedicated to this time is my laugh time. So I can't have any distractions. I have to have my time to laugh. The reason I'm saying that, when you start scheduling, you start to realize, well, shit, okay. Because I just told you the crack of dawn, my first show was today.
Yeah.
Now, I was up at 3 a.m. and I was like, man, I got to do crack of dawn at 7. I done said I was going to do it. I got all these people in my mind. It wasn't all these people, but
but that's good that you saw a lot of people in your mind and want to be accountable and doing what you said.
Yeah, I got all these people depending on me. They're going to be waiting on me, and I have got to show up. One of the things that's big about our era and where we were growing up, we had to be of our word. So if I say something, damn it, I got to do it. Whether I
Yeah.
want to do it or if I'm hesitant to do it, I have to stay with my word. So I made it a point to now, if I'm going to create something or do something or say something, I got to stick to it. And it has to be hell or high water that I won't do it. So just
You know,
commit
that's
to
crazy
a
how you
time.
said that, because I remember when I was real young, and it's just one service pastor that this service stood out to me. And when I was young, I used to go to church to look at the girls and shit. I
Right.
wasn't thinking about what the fuck was going on. But I just remember this pastor kept saying, you got to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
You got to show up for yourself when nobody else won't show up for you. And
Mhm.
that's what came to my mind when you were saying that, showing up for yourself.
Yes.
It's like when somebody is going to see something, or when I done told somebody I'm going to do something or have a deadline, or I know that I can be looked down upon by not showing up. Oh, I'm going to show up and show out.
Right.
But then when it's time to where you done made a commitment to yourself, you can kind of flake on yourself a little bit because ain't nobody watching.
Right.
And
Right.
he was always saying, showing up for yourself is more important than
Yeah.
showing up for somebody else, because you're always going to be by yourself. You're
Right.
always, and I never forget that sermon. I probably was about 8 years old, and I just kept, you got to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
We show up for everybody else,
We
but
do.
if you say you're gonna show up at the gym, show up at the gym. If you say you're gonna do this for yourself, show up for yourself. And I just remember that, and it came to my mind when like when you were saying hell or high water.
Never high
If you
water.
commit to it, to honoring your word, well,
Yes.
honor your word to yourself. How
Yes.
much do you love yourself? If you keep lying to yourself, you can't love yourself.
No.
And that's what he was saying. Show up for yourself.
Yes.
Do what you say you was gonna do. If you keep lying to yourself, you can't love yourself, because you won't love anyone that lies to you. And it
No.
just made and it just came back to my head so clear what that dude was saying when I was like 8 years old.
Because again, when you're talking about something so powerful as sticking to something, it's easy to flake. But I'll be honest, a lot of times when we hit or miss with getting things done and accomplished, a lot of times we've had, especially those that went to college and school and all of that and work, there's been times where you've got achievements. So as soon as you know at the end you're going to get a trophy, like with sports, you know at the end you're going to get the championship.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your schooling, at the end of your 4 years, you're going to get that degree. And so you're thinking of all these things, and all the accomplishments will accommodate you in your ego that you've completed something. But the difference is when you're doing something like my smiling sip, no one's gonna applaud that whether I do it or not. It's on me. I have to be in that moment. I had to determine, well, is there a smiling sip? And I said it is. Well, show up. So it's the
Makes so
same
much
for you.
sense.
Is there a movie?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm asking you. Is there a movie?
There is a movie, so it's got to be
What's
written.
what's the title? What's the name of the movie?
Polly. It's called Polly Crazy.
Polly Crazy. Okay. And when
Mhm.
is it coming out?
I'm gonna say by the film festival of next year. Now that you say that, when you ask me when it's coming out.
Because I'm about words.
Yeah.
You see them all over my house. I'm big about words. We can't manifest nothing if we don't stick to our word. I could
Mm-hmm.
have told you, well, I did it. I'm gonna write a book, and just left it open ended, and we would still be waiting on the book to show up.
Set
And
that
you'd be
date.
like, Carla, did you ever get the book done? Well, we're
Yeah,
not
that's crazy, because Habakkuk 3:6 said, write the vision out, and it said make it plain.
make it plain. Yes.
Make it plain. Write
But
it out
you need it. So
plain as you want to. Yeah.
now that you have the fall festival set up, I need you to write the date, because you have to have it done before the festival so
Mm-hmm.
that you can get it edited, so that you can get it reviewed, so that you can get the script done. All of those things need to be in place. But I'm saying have a date, make it clear, and then that way you can actually space and dedicate the time every day to write something. I don't care if it's one word.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, there it is.
Can you commit?
Like I said, I wrote the 16 scenes, you know, because I got it written out in my head. I wrote the 16 scenes that it would take down last night, just naming each scene, da 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 da, and bullet points. Now I'm gonna go in and just start scene 1, scene 2, da 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 da.
See?
So Miss Carla, it's that time, but I definitely appreciate you. Is there anything you want to say before we slide up out of here?
Listen, I just want everybody, we appreciate you. Be sure to share this video. Do not forget to please subscribe to our channel and make sure to share it, because when you share, we get more views, we get more content. And like I said, we really want to know what content you would like to hear also. Tell us about you. We're very intrigued and definitely interested in what you got going on.
We already know what time it is. We thank y'all for staying tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to Ranting and Raving. Make sure y'all check out my guy, Trav Perry, my co-host on Tuesdays, Tough Talk Tuesdays, tomorrow at Thursday at 9:30 p.m. on Facebook. Peace.